Good stuff. Thank you. That'd be good. That'd be a good connecting point. I'd encourage your class to give together. Now, I would sort of discourage the middle school classes to do this because you'll find that you're the one shouldering the responsibility to pay for this. So don't sponsor a Compassion International kid because guess what? You're the one paying the bill. But if you feel like to do it, go for it. But if you're in high school, man, see if your students want to do it. Now, this is an addition to what we're already doing. On Wednesday nights, we sponsor Ava and Miguel through World Vision. And we still give to them, and once the students continue to give to them. But maybe you as a class want to take ownership in that, to take on a student, Justin Ireland, who goes to Westwood, works in the student ministry. He works for Compassion International. He travels around the world doing stuff for them. He'd be a great contact to get set up with something like that. So that'd be a cool thing if you guys so desire to do it. Do fun stuff. Okay, I listed one time every 6 weeks if you can. If you can do more than that, great, go for it. Go watch a movie as a class, watch a ball game with football coming up. Go throw a frisbee to park, play sports together, whatever girls do for fun, I have no idea. Go do girly things. You know, that's a good way, because I'll tell you, your greatest ministry will take place off campus. Okay, and so if you connect with them off campus, you're going to earn the right to be heard on Sunday mornings, because they'll have that relationship, that experience with you outside class would be huge. Adopt a people group and pray. I gave you a website, imb.org/global research. 6,456 total distinguishable people groups in the world. More than 4,000 have little to no access to the gospel. What if your class says, listen, we're going to start praying. And so you take 5 minutes every week and you pray for a new unreached people group, you pray for a different country. And I would give that to a student to say, hey, listen, each week you're responsible for bringing this information to class, or you can share that around, where they can take ownership and you guys can pray. And you can look up on a map and say, this is the country we're praying for. Here's the people group. Just something cool that you guys can do together. It's just to pray for different people groups. But again, give students ownership of that. Don't put more work on yourself, okay? I want them to start taking ownership of that. And the last thing that's not on here, but I want to mention it, is events coming up. Student ministry does events. We try and do at least one thing a month, if that, usually 36 weeks. And you have a list in front of you of middle school events. There's some high school events that are not listed on here that I'll give to you guys, but pay attention to announcements and stuff like that. But Wednesday nights start back tomorrow night. So if you want to come to Area 51, middle school meets at 6:15, high school at 7:30. Just come and hang out with students. Develop those relationships. Play basketball with them. Push them down when they try and throw a football. It's a lot of fun. You know, just hang out, be available. That's a great thing you can do. Hang out on Wednesday nights. This Sunday is when they're being promoted up. September 12th, I'm going to need all hands on deck, which means I need everybody at Area 51 that Wednesday night. We're doing a back-to-school bash where we're going to be blown. We're going to have a bunch of inflatables out there. We'll have basketball, music, food, games. But we're going to bring everybody inside Area 51, and I'm going to be preaching the gospel. 5 minutes. Here's the gospel. Come to Christ. I'm going to encourage the students to invite their lost friends, and it's going to be a huge evangelistic outreach. So we're going to put all of our eggs in that basket for that event. So it'll go 6 to 8 on September the 12th for back to school bash.
6:30.
Did we say 6:30 to 8:30? Okay, I've been saying 6 to 8. 6:30 to 8:30. I'll get better at that. Yes, ma'am.
No, that answered my question. I get off at 6.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool. Cool. Sir Shelby, it's a big family event. Shirley Stone's taking the lead on that. Middle school all-nighter. That'd be kind of a fun experience. It's like a D now, but not, because students here don't like D nows. So we're going to do an all-nighter, and it'll look different, but we'll have a good time. The Christmas party, that date may not be accurate. I may be pushing that back one more week to the 19th, but I'll let y'all know on that. Core groups, I'll get y'all more information on that. Spring break trips, we're working out details. But anyways, this is just some events. So I would say show up when you can and really connect with the students. Invite them to be here for those events. That's a great way for them to develop relationships with other students and also with you as well. Any questions so far? Yes, ma'am.
I have a couple of questions. I'm
okay.
sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, well, first, it's kind of me. I work at a salon, and I know this really isn't like a huge deal, but like sometimes I like put like purple and stuff in my hair.
Yeah.
Is that
totally cool.
okay? All right, cool.
They will love that. They will think you're super cool.
Yeah.
Arrow points.
Let's start that.
Can I come get the purple one?
Totally cool.
But I actually Okay, we can totally do that. Just get the other one on hair party.
I love
That's
it.
back to school back.
Back to school bash, that's it. Purple hair,
Yeah.
sound like Greg. Go ahead.
I have a friend that is from New Orleans, so I go with her a good bit.
Yeah.
And last time I went, we were walking around Bourbon Street, and there was like a high school group there. I don't really remember where they're from.
Right.
And to me, and I know we have like budgets and things, but New Orleans, especially that area, is such a wonderful, I never thought about it, great
Yeah.
place. Kids were just coming up to everybody, hey, do you have something we could pray for you about?
Yeah.
And it's so perfect because there's so many,
A lot of ministry.
I mean, you can see like people are very open, I guess, about, not that I'm not a sinner, but they're sins.
Right.
In places like that. I mean, there's a little kid dancing on the street making money for his parents.
Right.
And I just think that
Yeah.
places like that would be maybe really awesome
That'd be
if
good.
somehow
Two missions,
we
yeah.
could work that and
That's
just
good.
idea.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, New Orleans, if it was on a different continent, it would be an unreached people group because less than 1% of people there know Jesus. Huge need for the gospel there, no doubt about it. I was looking at the spring break heading down there with middle school and high school students, working with the church planter down there. It's not working out down there in that regard, but maybe there could be some future ministry opportunities there. So we'll have to keep that door open. That's a great point. Absolutely. Good. Good deal. Any other thoughts or questions? Okay. You guys are going to be out of here real quick. Other stuff, bottom of your list. So make sure you keep a good eye on your roles. And see your roles as a ministry sheet. If you see students who haven't been in a while, give them a call, text them, send them something on Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is. Make that contact. That can be a great way to get them plugged back in. Something Christy's really good at. I'm not a big person. I don't like writing stuff. So when I do, you get a handwritten note from me, it's a big deal. And her, she's so good at it. She sends cards to the girls in her class. And so good at that. That really means a lot to them. So be looking ways to connect with students on your role. And be faithful in your attendance, in your preparation. It's going to be tempting with work and family and just life to just kind of put off preparation until Sunday night at 11 o'clock. The more well you're prepared, the more effective your class is going to be. Go in prayed up, ready to go, and you'll have greater influence on Sunday morning. So be faithful in your attendance and in your preparation. If you have issues with your students, please let me know. I'm on your team. I got your back. So my job is to be the bad guy if I need to be. If that means getting mom and dad involved, then we'll do that. But I want you to have a classroom where you can have the greatest influence and impact. And if that means we have to do work on 1 or 2 students, we'll do that. But I can't help you if you don't tell me. So please keep me in the loop on that and how I can best serve you. As you co-teach with each other, be a united front. Work together as a team, and you'll have greater impact. If you have a disagreement on an interpretation of a text, which I hope we don't get to that point, but if you do, save it for outside class, okay? I don't foresee that happening, but use wisdom. Sunday morning's a time to, be united front. It's kind of like parenting. You're on the same team until they can't see you, okay? And if you need to have a conversation at the end of that, you can have that conversation and work that out. But make sure you do well in that and be united as a group. Communicate, encourage each other. Be kind, fun, and relational. And I think your most effective influence is when you have that relationship and discipleship. You balance both. You don't want to be all fun and games and no substance because then you're your buddy, but you're not making a disciple. But you don't want to be all discipleship either because then you're going to be kind of the nerdy guy and they can't connect with you in a relationship and you're not going to have any influence. So it's a balance of both relationship and discipleship. Work out both and you'll have greater influence in their life. Encourage them to bring their Bibles, encourage them in their walk, but don't be a hater either. So that's everything I got covered. Dave.
Two things that were real effective, I think, is one is if you got somebody in your class that plays ball or does something at school, or if you can, a lot of times if you just find out what their interests are, sometimes going to a game or just, it's not something you can do every week, but just going to something occasionally that's important to them, it just carries a ton of weight. Over the years, that builds a relationship. They start engaging you in things and you can, encourage them to talk to their parents about it or whatever. They might come to you with something, they know you care about them, You know, and that shows a lot if you can come to some of their events. Another thing we did is, and you talk about praying for other countries, we prayed for each other. And I'm gonna tell you, with 6th, 7th, 8th graders, it was a struggle. And at times it was really a struggle. And I would share things, and Matt, we would share things that maybe were going on in our own lives for them to pray for. But just as these guys got to be 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, they started bringing real honest things that were going on at home and struggles they were having, hardships financially, or dad's not sure he's going to keep his job, or just you know, health issues and things going on in school, people that were praying for, and as we just kept being in the habit of doing that, it got to be something that was just very powerful.
That's good work.
And they're lifting each other up in prayer and encouraging, mentoring, and other things that I couldn't even do as a teacher, you know?
Yeah, that's a good work. Good work. Martha, did you have your hand up?
I did, and I'm sorry, I probably should have asked this before. And I'm finding things, yes, are the seniors, are we doing this curriculum? Or
Good question. Seniors have their own curriculum that they go through, Baptist Faith and Message, dating, finances, and world religions. What I'd like to do is, and I'll clarify, for the senior girls are helping out in Calera through the month of September with the children's ministry because of the passing of Toni Morrison. That being the case, I would like for you guys to do the gospel project until everyone is back on campus. Because I think some of the content that you guys would go through as a class with the curriculum that we have set up, I don't want a lot of the girls who are going to be serving to miss out on that. I think it would be very valuable and they would really enjoy that. Especially when you get into doctrine and what we believe and why we believe it and that kind of thing. So if we can, for those who are going to be staying here, if we can do gospel projects, and then once you guys come back together, then we'll start the senior curriculum. And you guys can modify it however you see fit for your class. Are y'all cool with that? Is that okay? Okay, good.
So that's the same for us too?
It'll be different for you guys. You guys will stay with the gospel projects because your girls are primarily 9th, 10th, maybe 11th grade.
Okay.
Not quite seniors yet. Good question.
About the guys?
The guys. I'll put that with you guys. If you all want to go ahead and start that series, since you guys are not going to be displaced in regards to serving off campus, if you all want to go ahead and launch with that, did we bring that?
Some of it.
You have some of it. We'll give that the curriculum to you guys tonight so you can start preparing and going over that. So if you want to launch that this Sunday, you can. But feel free to modify. If you want to reference Gospel Project, you have access to it. If you get to the point where you're going through some of this detailed curriculum and you're like, this stinks, you can go to Gospel Project if you want to as well. Good question. But feel free to modify it. Good. Anybody else? Okay. Last thing I've got for you is future meetings. Typically we'll meet on Sundays after church. We'll provide lunch. We'll meet up here. I don't have any dates set yet. I didn't get a chance to go through my calendar and then really kind of look in that more detail, but probably late September or early October, we'll have another group meeting and kind of go through stuff, make sure we're all on the same page and that kind of thing. I'll email y'all if you have any questions on that. I'll get that to you as soon as possible. So, sound good? All right. Well, thank y'all so much for coming. Love you. And email me if you